I do just see one item this time. Again, I can see two people. The feeling of three siblings, even though there may just be a couple. It's funny because I had a feeling of a male, but at the same time, again, not sure if this male is physical or not, or if he's attached to the item.
So, hi, I'm Paola. This is my sister. I'm Cecilia. We're both from Argentina, obviously, and what we brought today is something very precious to us because it's belonged to our grandpa. It was sitting in his cabinet his whole life, so it was like a big thing from our childhood and from a person that meant a lot to us.
There's sound around this and I'm not sure why. It's almost like a whispering sound. It's almost like a little creepy even to me because it's like this little psst that's going on around this thing.
The hope would be to have some form of feeling that he's around. And because I miss him and it's been 20 something years since he died and yet is so present. So every time I close to a cemetery, I always would say, hey grandpa, and like say something to him about my life because I wish he would be present. So yeah. So it's interesting that believe it and not believe it at the same time.
Yes. My name is Kelly Elson and I am a psychic medium. I first knew I was a medium at the age of 13 when I had a dream about losing some of my friends and I woke to find they'd died in a car accident. Now I use these abilities to help other people to find answers that they can't find anywhere else. The dead are not here to say goodbye. They are here to say hello. This has not just come into your possession, correct? It's been in your possession for some time.
Yes.
Has one of you hasn't just moved this with you, have you? Like no one has just moved or is moving? Is that you?
Well, actually that came from Argentina.
Okay.
So we moved and we brought that with us.
Oh, you brought it with you when you came. And that was a few years ago, correct?
Yes.
So it wasn't just, okay. Grandpa never smoked this, did he?
I don't think so.
No.
I personally don't think so, but she said he might have when he was younger.
When he was younger.
But we obviously, when we were kids, he never did.
Well, sometimes when they're around you, which of course he will be because he's around the object, I can often tell a smoker on the other side because I can smell it. And I don't actually smell this around your grandfather at all. It like feels like it was kept and it was had and maybe it was used at some point, but minimally. I don't see it actually having a lot of use. It's looked at a lot more than it actually is used. I believe there was some sentimental value to your grandpa with this, whether his father owned it. Did his father own it?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Okay, all right, that's the sense there. Now, something else that is kind of interesting around this is I'm hearing sounds. Now, I know obviously this isn't a whistle. It doesn't make any sounds on its own, but that's one of the things I was feeling before around the object was this sense of clairaudience or hearing something. So I don't know if your grandpa used to whistle or if there's someone around you who did or what else that might be, but it almost sounded like trying to dial in an old radio, right? You know how you're trying to get in an old radio station or trying to get something in, and I could hear this whispering almost. So this could imply that one or both of you have been having some experiences either around this particular object or just in general where you've been hearing things. You're going to sleep and you hear your name called, or you hear people talk, or people are talking to even in your sleep. There's no coins or anything that your grandfather collected or passed on to you, is there? There is, isn't there?
There is coins, yes.
Okay, and there's a few of them, right?
Yes.
Okay, and it's interesting, there's one of those, so I'm sorry to get on to reading objects that aren't even sitting here, but I have to listen to what he wants to talk about. He's showing me these 3 coins lined up too, and I don't know if they were sitting beside this or what that is, but one of them is bigger than the others, and he's smiling, he's looking at it, it's like he's shining it, so I don't know if he actually collected them or like he places a lot of value, especially on this one in particular. So, but yet there's just 3 of you girls, correct?
Yes.
It's almost like he's using these coins as a metaphor for the 3 of you. I don't know, it's just funny. He's connecting you 3 girls and these 3 coins, and I'm not really sure why. What I'm feeling is he is very connected to these things, these objects, these items. He was interested in life and in things and in culture and in history, and he was interested in things, and he was a storyteller from what I can kind of see. So I see that this is just one of the objects that he's showing me that he would be connected to. You have a few things. And the other thing I can see for some reason is books. So I don't know if he read a lot, or he, again, when I keep saying storytelling, have you been doing the genealogy by any chance of your family, or has someone done the family tree or history?
No, but I've been looking into it not that long ago.
Okay.
A few weeks ago I was actually, and I was like telling you that I wanted to
that you were
find out.
thinking about that. Let me just say, people on the other side love when we look at their lives. And when you hear people talk about conjuring spirits, we can look at things and think that, you know, they attach to these things or they haunt these things. And it can feel like a haunting because, it's just something there that we can't explain or don't know what's there. But one of the things they absolutely love, no matter how long they've been over there, is for us to be talking about their lives. So if you do look into the family history a little more, what you can expect is an increase in paranormal activity. Because imagine someone's been over there for 200 years, they're just living their life, doing their thing, and all of a sudden it's like someone on earth is talking about their name and where they were born and what they did and the date they got married. They notice and they show up, and it's like, people don't like the word conjure because it implies conjuring them out of rest and that we're insulting them. No, they love being talked about. They like the attention. I really hope you look into that genealogy. Just imagine the excitement, like I said, that they feel when it's like, oh my God, Earth is talking about me again, when they've been over there that long. And it's also like batteries, right? They're energy around us that are there. So thank you very much for being here today and sharing your information and your stories with me.
Thank you for
a lot.
sharing your
Thank you. whatever it's called.
I was just trying to think, I'm like, what's the right word?
It's all good. I feel like you just brought up our grandpa.
Yeah.
In a different way to relate to him, so I really appreciate it.
It's pretty neat. Yeah, he's pretty sweet.
Yes.
Yeah, he's a pretty sweet guy. And did he craft anything himself?
Yes.
He did, didn't he?
He did.
Yeah, as he says, he was a busy guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
And exactly. That's
This? What did he do?
He made nets for fishing.
He did.
He's a fisherman, and he would make the nets.
Ah. Yeah. That's more than I've ever made.
Yeah, I'm kind of speechless right now. So I don't know.
It's a lot. It's so much, like, to feel not just what she was saying being so accurate, but like his presence sort of like getting bigger, and all these images coming back from our time with him and the times now that he has shown up in a different way.
Yeah, it is quite a bit easier to make a connection to the other side when the person that I'm reading has an openness to it, or it's like it's like their Wi-Fi is connected. So it definitely is. But of course, I love a challenge. So when I'm up in front of a bunch of people, I will go first to the person in the room sitting there with their arms crossed.
I was thinking that when I tell my mom, like when we talk to her, I just have to make sure that she's in a place where she's sitting down and like can take it, because like I can feel how emotional like this is. So I know that she's gonna be big for her too.
Even as physical human beings, one of the first things we look for is validation. We aren't going to spend much time talking to someone who won't even acknowledge that we're there. The second thing they want us to do, and that will make them happy, is to be happy.